I've been shooting Smith Wesson pistols since I got into guns. I always just shot them better, so I stuck with them. Now they've released the M2.0, and it costs $230 more than the equivalent polymer version. But is it worth it? Come along with me and let's find out together. Is the extra money spent on performance? Generally, metal frames help the shooter control the gun better because of the extra weight. But here, it's it's not that much. Compared to its polymer sibling, it only weighs 1 ounce more. The Smith Wesson M&P is historically reliable, and this gun was no exception. I took it straight out of the box, no lube. No lube, nothing. And it did not have one hiccup in over 500 rounds of all different kinds of ammunition, all shot in a row. That's really uncommon for most of the pistols and honestly guns that I test. But overall, performance is exactly what I would expect. So that's not the answer. 0 extra value points there. To put the cost increase into perspective, for $230 you can buy 40,000 goldfish crackers, 850 rounds of 9mm ammunition, 16.5 pairs of Walmart tennis shoes, or 1 high point. So is that extra money spent on feel? Honestly, it feels great in my hand. What was I talking about? I already love the M&P shape, but this one just feels more solid. That's just my opinion though. It's missing a tiny bit of texture on the grip that the polymer one has, but I didn't notice that affecting the way I shot this gun at all. It has texture in all the right places, and they even added some sleek new lines that overall are aesthetic, but they really add to the shooting experience. So there is some value added to the feel of the gun. +1 value points. Is the extra money spent on the trigger? The trigger is the upgraded version that's been in the M&Ps for a while now. Way better than the original and on par with some aftermarket options. The trigger has a crisp break, a nice clean reset, and just feels overall good. Even has a nice shape. But it is standard in most of the new pistols, so that's not it either. 0 value points there. So is that money spent on toughness? What the? Step back, bro. Polymer guns use very expensive injection molds, but once you have that mold, you can use it for a ton of guns. Now for the machined metal frame, you have to take a forged blank and machine it in a CNC every single gun that you put out. And they sure didn't compromise on the metal that they made it out of. They use 775 T6 aluminum. That's what the toughest AR-15 receivers are made out of. Compared to grade 2 titanium, the 775 T6 aluminum has a higher tensile strength, is 33% lighter, has higher strength to ratio, and stiffness to weight ratio. Aluminum can also be anodized, and that's hot. They even finished the slide and frame in tungsten gray Cerakote, and I think it's just a good looking gun. So this actually does likely contribute to the cost, +1 value point. Is the money spent on sights? Spoiler alert, no. Yuck. Gross. For real. Why? The sights it comes with are the standard 3 white dots. You're definitely going to need an upgrade, and I think Night Vision actually makes some specifically for this, especially if you put a red dot on it. Now speaking of red dot, the slide is optics ready, and that's nice. And that brings me to how janky their mounting system is. They've got all these slide plates that are plastic, and they're pretty thin, but you have to put that on and then mount whatever you're going to put on top of it. I would prefer to mount directly to the slide. I don't trust the plastic. I just don't want it. No thank you. On my gun, I put a closed emitter Kraken from Swampbox Optics, and I gotta say, it's a chunky boy, and at first I was like, I'm totally gonna change this after I record the video, but after getting out and shooting with it, it was awesome. I was pretty giddy. It's gonna stay there. More to come on that in a very short future video coming soon to a theater near you. Now, optics cut is some value add there, so I'm gonna give it 1 value point. So overall, I added value points for feel, toughness and durability, and having an optics ready slide. And for those 3 things, that comes out to about $76 per feature. Truly though, there's no quantifiable reason for it to be more money than its polymer bro, except for just the fact that they have to make it on a CNC machine instead of squirting it into an injection mold and popping it out. Yeah, it's moist. Machine time equals money, and overall, I imagine it does cost more for them to manufacture this pistol, and possibly even having to upgrade and add to their capacity. But let me break it down in simple terms. The pros. It works with all your existing M&P stuff. That's awesome because I have a lot of it. Some would say it's an addiction. I'm on the show My Strange Addiction, and it's M&P pistols. It looks sexy as it does feel more solid. I can't tell if that's just me or like some weird spell or voodoo that they have. And it shoots like a dream. I would buy it. I would. And the cons. $230, bro. That price takes you into a higher echelon of pistols. And there's some really good competition there. Like the Walther Q5 Match, the SIG P320 X5, the FN 509 Tactical, and there's a bunch more in that price range. All of those have a bunch of extra features that make them either more tactical or more competition oriented. And this is just a basic bitch M&P. Made from metal. So is it a worthy entry up into that price bracket when there's so many other good guns out there at the same price? Well, That's for you to decide. It is your money, and I hope that together we made this choice just a little bit easier. Or if you've already bought it, I hope that I helped justify your purchase decision, bro. And if you like my pistol reviews or any of the reviews that I do, just click this video right here.